Hi and welcome to Cloud Driving School. For those of you that are nearing test standard and are ready to book a test and things, one of the things the examiners may ask you at the beginning of the test is how would you check the coolant or the oil or the brake fluid, anything like that. Now then, this is obviously an electric car, so on this particular model there is no oil to check. But there is still coolant because the batteries are cooled by that coolant, as is the electric motor. We still have brake fluid. So I will just show you where those would be under the bonnet and obviously how to open the bonnet. So the bonnet is secured by two catches, one inside the car release lever and also a release lever actually at the front of the car itself. So to release the first part of the bonnet, open up the near side door or the passenger door. It's called the near side of the car because it happens to be near the curb. That is how it's normally defined. You can see in the footwell there is this lever here, the little open bonnet emblem there. So literally, it's hard to do this, just lift like that, not too hard, but it will open easily enough. Shut the door behind you, always important, so that the wind doesn't catch it or it doesn't impede any pedestrians if they happen to be walking past. Hopefully not in the driveway. Then, as I bring the camera down, I don't know if you can see this because of sunlight now, there is a gap between the rubber stripping. And this is really all just here. And under there, there is a little lever that you want to lift up. So I don't know if you can, if I lift the bonnet up and then bring the camera to one side, that, just like that. So you would lift that up. Then with the left hand you would continue to lift the bonnet. Then we need to secure the bonnet. So the bonnet stay is secured here in this yellow container, clip rather. So what we need to do is pull that out. So you would use your right hand just to lift up and then guide it and insert it into the hole there. It's not very easy doing that with holding a camera in one hand. So under the bonnet there is the cover. It doesn't look any different to any other car at this point, other than there is no combustion engine and it's just an electric motor under here. So where is the brake fluid and how would you know you have sufficient brake fluid? Well, the brake fluid is this one here. You can see a symbol here which looks very similar to your parking or handbrake symbol. And on the container it does show up on camera just about, but you can see the level of the fluid and there is a max marking there. And this line, this sort of ceiling part of the container, if you like, is the lower minimum line. So long as the fluid is between the maximum and the minimum, you have sufficient. The coolant for the battery is this one here, hence the thermometer. And again, similar, it's hard to see the liquid on camera, but there is a max line arrow here and there is a minimum one just here. And the fluid just needs to be between the max and the min. That is your windscreen washing fluid reservoir. No longer asked on test. Mainly because we can't actually see the bottle anymore. It's all hidden in the rear, in the front wheel arch. And that would be it. Those are the only real two questions the examiner can ask you under the bonnet on this particular car. For those of you that may wish to hopefully buy an electric car when you pass your test, or as a second or third car down the line maybe. If you ever need to protect the people from being electrocuted, if you've been in an accident or something like that, obviously we want to disengage the power from what we call the traction battery, which is 400 volts, which is quite powerful. So this particular car has got a switch here that you will just clip out. And you can see here, on here, it says when it's out and you see the grey bit, it means that it's safe. And that is exactly the thing that the emergency services, either the fire engines or the paramedics, would actually look for to isolate the car and make sure that it is safe to be able to touch the metalwork. To shut the bonnet down, slightly reverse procedure of what we did earlier, but we need to just lift the bonnet slightly to pull the bonnet stay out. Then we clip the bonnet stay back into its housing down there. Then you bring the bonnet down to about 30 centimeters away from where it shuts, and then literally drop. Sounds horrible, but that is the best way of closing it, because if you place it down gently and then try and push, well, first of all, you will see that the metalwork actually flexes, so you end up with potentially 2 palm prints in the bonnet. And also, if you push it, you don't really know that it's locked into place properly. It may look secure, but it might not be. So to actually drop it from a reasonable height means that it will actually be secured. So thank you very much. Hope that's been informative.